Sonic Relief by Seraphine.
All right there. This is almost going to be like a public service announcement. I made a video touching on this material a long while ago, but it was kind of brief, and I want to draw more attention to it because it's really nasty stuff that's going on here. I've got right into scam baiting to the extent where I have joined a couple of scam baiting websites and was considering giving it a go, but like all things worthwhile, it turns out it takes up a lot of time, a lot of energy, bit of money, and on top of all the other things I've got going on, on top of all the other things I've got going on, probably not, but I am really into it. The video I made about it before was "Oh, to be a hacker," because I just love all that. I grew up in the 80s where, you know, every other month there was a new movie with some autistic kid on a computer going and firing nuclear bombs around the world and all sorts of things. You know, the real mythology of fast typing hexadecimal code to get computers to do all sorts of shit. But there are a lot of scams, and, you know, we've all heard of the Nigerian email scams, and there's plenty of that going on. But India has a scamming industry. They have phone centres, call centres, set up. And information I've gleaned from watching scam baiting videos and listening to people who used to be scammers, because some of them, you know, are mutiny and join the other side. Some of these call centres are like 100 strong, making thousands upon thousands of calls a day and scamming predominantly American citizens out of millions of pounds every year. A story recently, a woman in Texas, an 83-year-old woman, was scammed by one of these people for about $40,000. It was her savings, it was going to go to her children. She lost it all, and the shame, the embarrassment, the loss, she killed herself. You know, and that's just one extreme example. I'm sure there's countless other examples of people, of families being devastated by this shit, and it's fucking clever. You know, some of what they do is clever. Let me give you an example. One of the scams is you get a phone call out of the blue. They tell you they're the IRS, the Inland Revenue Service. I mean, it's already a bit dodgy when it's like, "Hello there, this is the IRS calling you from the IRS." They tell you there's someone coming to your house within an hour to arrest you for non-payment of income tax from like 4 years ago or something. They know nothing about you. They haven't got your name or anything. Some of the scam baiters, they call them and they say something like, "Oh, I missed a call from this number." And the scammers are like, "Oh yes, what's your name?" And they'll say something like Pepe Frog. And they'll go, "Oh yes, Mr. Frog, you owe the IRS $7,000. There is a warrant out for your arrest." And it's shocking stuff. And they're saying there's something we can do about it if you can pay now. Now, of course, to avoid a digital trail, to avoid implicating these people, the method of payment for a lot of these scams, not just the IRS one, is to go to fucking Walmart or Best Buy and buy a Google Play card. Now, I know this sounds ridiculous, but after I watched a load of these, I spoke to my mum for a good hour. She's an old lady. She's got a computer. She doesn't understand. She's scared of authority. She wants to do the right thing, always has done. And they get them to go out in their car, go into the shops, buy the Google Play card, and then just hand all over their money. Another one of the scams is, and this is fucking clever. They ring them up and say that I think it's a tax refund, some sort of rebate. And so they get them to get their bank account screen up online, and they say, "Okay, we're making your payment now. It's all right, we've got your bank details," because we're the IRS, why wouldn't we? And then they use a trick called, sorry, still got a sore throat. Then they use a trick called inspect element, where you can open up half the page and you can just adjust what's on the web page. So if you had your actual legitimate bank screen up, they can inspect element and make your balance whatever they want it to be. And what they do is they black out your screen. They use Team Viewer, things like Team Viewer. If you don't know what that is, originally a nice bit of software. Like, my mate's a computer wizard. If I've got a problem with my computer, we both load up Team Viewer and it gives him control of my computer. So he can move the mouse around and sort it out for me wherever he is on the planet. So they use Team Viewer so they can get in your computer. Now what the scammers do, because they're clever, is use virtual machines. It's not a real computer, it just gives the appearance of one. And these fucking scammers, once they think they're into your computer using Team Viewer, they start looking around for files called password, files called credit cards, just getting any information out of you they can. And then they inspect element and they say they're making the payment. Oh, you've got a refund of $700. They say they've made the payment and they show you on the screen, and your bank now says you've got something like $10,000. And they say, oh, we've made a mistake. We were only meant to give you $700 and we've given you $5,000 too much. No problem. I mean, you don't want to get in trouble with the IRS, do you? Can you just pay us back the extra, the too much that we paid you? And because it was an inspect element, the numbers aren't real. So you haven't got that money in your account. You just pay them the fake surplus and you're out of pocket thousands of dollars. It's fucking nasty stuff. So yeah, they use virtual machines. They're all kind of very clever computer people. What else is there? You might have even seen this. You get a pop-up on your computer saying your computer is infected. There's hackers, using real kind of public domain language that these things wouldn't use. You've got a hacker on your computer. Yeah, like a bad virus. Call this number. You call the number and some bloke's like, hello, you're talking to Timothy Watson at Microsoft. I work for Microsoft. And then they say they're going to repair your computer for a few £100 and people pay it. And like I say, there's fucking thousands of these call centres in India, and each one's got hundreds of people, and they're ringing numbers from morning till night, stealing, and they can be nasty bastards as well. Sometimes they do a sys key. A sys key is where you change the password on a computer. One of the scam baiters, his thing is just to keep them on there, just for hours and hours, sometimes 4 or 5 hours, pretending he's got this character where he pretends to be an old lady, and he just goes on and on and on. It's so funny, just really winding them up. I've got a little clip of it here. Let me see if I can just sort this out. There's that. See, I am not a computer wizard. Oh, let me show you if I go there this time. Yeah, I'll show you this one. This is one of the ones where he pretends to be a grandma and he keeps them going for hours. Like, this is a clip for one of his 3-hour ones. The grandma just keeps talking. Check it out.
Thank you. Every morning when I wake up and I make my cup of tea, you're going to make me blush, but I'll tell you a secret. It's been passed down in the Springwater family for years. So we get a nice fresh cup of water, of course. We don't boil it too much because the longer you boil it, the more, it gets a little bit too hot. But when I make my tea every morning, I mix in a little bit of nutmeg, just a dash, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt,
listen to me.
a little bit of flour, a little bit of baking soda, a couple chocolate chips, and then I mix it all up.
Oh, wow. That's
one egg,
that's all, Ma'am.
and then I put it in the oven. And I wait about 20 minutes or so. And after it's done, you've got a little bit of like a chocolate chip cookie drink. Sort of. And if you take that and you put it in kind of like a container that you have, do you have Vaseline? I don't know. But if you mix that cookie with Vaseline, mix that up. A little bit more nutmeg, a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper, a little bit more flour, a little bit more baking soda. Stir it all up, let it rest. It's important that it cools down to room temperature at this point without the use of water. Some people put it in the refrigerator, but that often leads to mistakes. You definitely don't want to do that. At this point, I usually wait about 30 minutes or so. Then I take the balm that we've made. I dip my entire head in water. Oh, hello?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Now, ma'am,
okay, yeah. So what I was saying is I dip my entire head in a bucket of water, and then I rub it in flour, and then I take that balm we've made, and I just lightly apply it all over my face.
Hello?
And I let that rest until it hardens, and then I have my cat, Mr. Whiskers, lick it off of me. And then it doesn't even look like I've aged in years.
There you go. So I'll leave links to some of these scam baiters in the description. This geezer, this is actually Malcolm Merlyn's channel, but the bloke talking is called DEEVEEAAR. He's a bit more of a hacker. He's done some amazing things. This one, he's got their webcams working, so suddenly they're just there and everyone knows what they look like. This is quite a funny one. This is a call flooder. So that big red button that you can see there, because they're using TeamViewer, the scammer has got control of this bloke's computer. So again, it's a virtual machine. He can't damage it or cause him any problems. But that call flooder, the scam baiter puts that up, and he knows that the bloke won't be able to not press it, and when he presses it, the software just smashes their call center. Every phone is just going to ring and ring and ring, probably put them out of business. So this is just that moment where he gets him to press it.
You should click that red button there on the screen. You can click that button if you want.
No, I don't want that.
Oh, okay.
And I know who you are.
No, you don't. You should click the button. Oh, you clicked the button. Yes, you clicked the button, didn't you?
I don't want to do that.
Oh, you clicked it. You clicked the button. You couldn't resist. Nobody can resist the button. Nobody can resist the button. You just destroyed your own. You just destroyed your own phones. Your own
Thank
phones.
you for calling Microsoft. How can I help you? Microsoft.
Oh, you just did it now. You're destroying your own phone system now. You're going to lose your job because you clicked the
button. Awesome. One more little clip here. So this is one where, yeah, he got into the bloke's computer and got a photograph of them all. Now he's pixelated them for legal reasons. But because these people are desperate to get your money out of you, that is why they will stay on with people like the granny for hours and hours, just on the off chance that they're going to manage to blag them. But sometimes, and it's usually bliss to listen to, when they just realise they've been done or they've been had, and they just turn from the most wonderful, I work for Microsoft, I want to help you, into the rude bastards they are.
Yes, sir. Is one of them you? Sir? Tell me? Are you there?
No, sir.
This is in your office, right? I there?
You asshole, motherfucker, you son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. Excuse me?
Dirty, filthy cocksucker.
Excuse me?
So, all jokes aside though, You know, this stuff is mean, it's nasty. So if you've got grandparents or your mother or father, they're older on the computers, just let them know about this stuff. If anyone rings them up, IRS, fucking Google, Microsoft, you've got a virus, you owe money, just no. Just warn them about this sort of stuff. But I'll leave some links to some of the scam baiters. Like, I'll leave you links to 3 or 4. And one, if you get into it, you're going to be recommended more videos. I'll be honest with you, sometimes on a Sunday when I'm putting my feet up, resting on the Sabbath, I'll watch this stuff for hours, and sometimes I am in absolute tears. So hopefully I've done something half decent here, but I also might have helped entertain you. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Sweet bit, sweet mama, sweet bit, sweet mama, sweet bit, sweet mama.